If you're ready to buy either your first home, your next home, or your 10th home, the big question right now is, should you purchase new construction or an existing home? And I have to say, it depends. I don't think there's a clear-cut winner on either side, but I'll walk through some of the scenarios that might help you make a decision when it comes to new versus existing. And in a lot of markets, we're still seeing a huge amount of new construction. Phoenix area, the DFW area. So when you're purchasing a new home in any of these big build out new construction locations, you're competing against your builder if you need to resell that within the next few years. Typically, some people like to buy a home and they enjoy moving every 2 years. If you're the type of person that likes to buy your home and stay there for 10, 15, 20 years, new construction might be a really great idea for you and a great option. There's a plethora of discounts and builder incentives and design incentives and rate buy downs that these new builders are offering, which make it really enticing to go purchase that new home. Plus, who doesn't like a brand new house? You get to design, and choose which flooring you want, what cabinets you want. And it's super exciting. You get to see it from the ground up. You get to pick your lot. You get to choose everything. Also, along with new construction are some pretty questionable terms within the contract that are always skewed towards the builder. And that's a different video as far as contractual terms for new construction homes, but it is always skewed towards the builder. And you might get caught where you've given your deposits, the home gets built, and you're like, it's not what I expected. It isn't the quality that I wanted. The lot turned out different than drainage issues. There's a lot of things that happen during the new construction process. So until you see that home fully built, you could be out a lot of money if that fully designed and completed home is not what you were expecting. So that's a consideration. Existing home consideration is it's established. It's likely in an area that has great school systems, great location, great transportation, infrastructure. The stores are there, all the amenities are there. A lot of times new construction is like we're building roof lines and there are no amenities and there are no grocery stores, or the roads are still sort of in limbo and you don't know if there's going to be a 8-lane highway built directly behind your home once all the homeowners start coming to these new home construction neighborhoods. So there's a bit of unknown on the side of the new construction, where existing, you know what the neighborhood looks like, you know what the infrastructure looks like. Yes, the home might look aged, and so you're not getting brand new and you didn't get to pick out your cabinets. But because there's so much inventory of existing homes within a lot of the larger markets, you get to negotiate and you get to ask for reductions or assistance with, rate buy downs or whatever is important to you. And if you can get that home at a reasonable price, and maybe even under reasonable because you know that you want to do renovations or add a pool or you need a fence or whatever it is, like you already know what you're getting and you know what the location looks like. You know what the schools look like, you know where everything is located, and you know there's not an 8-lane highway that could potentially go in. Because sometimes agents forget to tell you all this infrastructure that could be going in. Like we've seen in McKinney, Texas right now. There's fights with the new airport opening up right at the end of, essentially people's homes, and they weren't expecting that. And that's a fight that's kind of been around for the last 20 years, but not necessarily disclosed to every buyer. Or you go look at a new home and you look at the placement of the lot and you're like, this is perfect, this is great. Kind of don't ask what the property connected to it is or intended to be, and then you find out it's a waste management center, or any number of things could happen in these properties that aren't owned by the builder. So it's always sort of an open question, what is going to happen? And I remember one time I bought a home outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and immediately once the home was built and I was in love with the location and the home and everything was great, we found out that a toll road was going to be built right there, and they were considering eminent domain on all of these new homes. So, our beautiful soccer fields went away, and there was a lot of infrastructure that took away the charm and beauty of the neighborhood that we had selected. And that does happen. The other part of the new home construction is when you get into these huge, huge neighborhoods, and I'm talking like 5,000 homes, and you become just one of 5,000. There's nothing unique about the home. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's, but there's no unique features that are different from two neighbors down. Every home is the same, and you suddenly need to sell your home. You need to relocate. You have whatever reason it is that you're going to sell. What happens when you're already in a huge mega community and your buyer pool can choose your existing home, or they can choose new construction with all the incentives, and you're looking at the price of the new homes that have gone up, thinking that you should be pricing according to new home prices. But with such steep competition, how do you price that? And you just become one of many that in this fishbowl of homes. So there is something to be said for the existing home that is unique, is different, and is in a location that is very highly sought after. So I don't think that there's a resolution of which one is better. Really, what it comes down to is which one is better for you and your family at the time. And if you could look forward 5 years in the future, what would that look like for you? Would you still be in that home, or would you be looking to move on and leave that area? And how quickly would you want to do that?